Brazil is at a crossroads. The world is watching as former President Jair Bolsonaro stands trial, accused of trying to orchestrate a coup after losing the 2022 election. The charges are grave: coup plotting, leading an armed criminal group, and attacks on government institutions during the January 8th riots, Brazil's own January 6th moment. Bolsonaro isn't alone. 7 top allies, including his ex-running mate and defense minister, are also on trial, suggesting a coordinated effort at the highest levels. Since August, Bolsonaro's been under house arrest, silenced online, awaiting a verdict from a 5-justice panel. As of now, 2 justices have voted to convict. Only 1 more is needed for a majority, and the remaining justices were appointed by President Lula. The prosecution claims there was a plot, Operation Green and Yellow Dagger, that even included plans to assassinate political opponents. This isn't just about Bolsonaro's future, it's about whether Brazil's democracy can withstand its greatest test yet. The nation is tense, the stakes are enormous, and the outcome could reshape Brazil for years to come. The world is holding its breath. The verdict will echo far beyond Brazil's borders. The trial has split Brazil in 2. Bolsonaro's supporters, draped in green and yellow, call it a witch hunt and see him as a martyr silenced by political enemies. On the other side, protesters demand accountability, insisting that democracy means no one is above the law, not even a former president. Independence Day rallies made the divide clear. Bolsonaro's wife fired up his base while President Lula declared Brazil nobody's colony, a jab at foreign interference. Bolsonaro's defense claims no crime was committed since no coup decree was issued, painting him as a political prisoner. Every development is filtered through fierce partisan loyalty, turning the Supreme Court into a political battleground. No matter the verdict, one side will feel betrayed. The country's future and its democracy hangs in the balance. The world is watching Brazil's test of justice. Enter Donald Trump. The US president has loudly backed Bolsonaro, calling the trial a disgrace and echoing claims of political persecution. The Trump administration has sanctioned the lead judge, Alexandre de Moraes, and barred him from the US, an unprecedented move. In August, Trump slapped a 50% tariff on Brazilian goods, officially to protest attacks on free elections, but really to pressure Brazil to drop the case. This isn't about US interests, it's about protecting a political ally. Trump's actions have turned a domestic trial into an international standoff, setting a dangerous precedent. If you're friends with the US president, you might get a free pass. The US is using its economic and political power to defend Bolsonaro, escalating tensions and undermining Brazil's sovereignty. This saga marks a new era where personal alliances override diplomatic norms. Brazil's legal crisis is now a global flashpoint. The stakes have never been higher. Brazil has responded with outrage. President Lula's Nobody's Colony speech was a direct rebuke to US pressure. Sanctions and tariffs are seen as violations of sovereignty, fueling national pride and resistance. The White House has even hinted at using economic and military might to protect its interests, sparking fears of intervention. US naval deployments in the region have raised tensions, with Brazil and neighbors on edge. Lula warns that American saber-rattling threatens regional stability. Brazil is caught between defending its democracy and facing a superpower's wrath. The trial is now a symbol of Brazil's fight for self-determination. The world is watching how far the US will go. The verdict will define Brazil's future. A conviction could strengthen democracy, but risk unrest from Bolsonaro's base. An acquittal might embolden Bolsonaro, destabilize Lula's government, and shake faith in the justice system. Internationally, a conviction could trigger harsher US sanctions, pushing Brazil toward rivals like China and Russia. The hemisphere is watching. Will the US respect Brazil's sovereignty, or escalate the standoff? This is more than one man's fate, it's a test of democracy under fire. Brazil's decision will echo worldwide. The world is watching as history unfolds.